breaking ground and breaking through. A story of faith, grace, and new beginnings. Laura's garden had long been more than a patch of earth. It was a living testament to hope. Roses climbed the trellis like whispered prayers, marigolds lined the path like golden guardians, and laughter from children fluttered through the leaves like music. It was here, among the blooms and the baking, that dreams quietly took root. And it was here that Elena, once a timid girl with downcast eyes, had blossomed into a confident young woman whose voice now carried purpose and power. Elena had begun leading workshops at Bake and Blossom, guiding teens through baking classes that felt more like soul work than culinary instruction. Her hands moved with grace, her words were gentle yet firm, and her smile radiated warmth. Laura often stood at the doorway, watching her protégé with quiet pride. Elena was becoming everything she had hoped for, and more. But just as spring gave way to summer, the winds of change began to stir. One late evening, Laura felt a strange unease, a dull ache beneath her ribs, and a fatigue that clung to her bones. She scheduled a routine checkup, expecting nothing more than reassurance. But the doctor's tone shifted, and the word lump landed like thunder in her chest. The hum of the room faded into silence. Laura nodded, barely hearing the instructions for further testing, her mind already spiraling through worst-case scenarios. Returning to Floraville, the sky seemed too quiet. She didn't tell anyone, not even Mary, her sister, and closest confidant. Instead, she retreated to her bedroom, knelt beside her bed, and whispered into the stillness.
Lord, I don't know what this means, but I trust you. Whether the road ahead is smooth or steep, walk it with me.
The days that followed were a blur of appointments, scans, and whispered prayers. Laura wore her smile like armor, leaning more on her team and less on herself. Bake and Blossom continued to hum with life, but Laura moved through it like a shadow of herself. Vanessa, a fellow baker, noticed the shift. One afternoon, as they cleaned up after a workshop, she gently asked,
"You've been quiet lately. Is everything okay?"
Laura paused, her eyes soft but steady.
I'm walking through something,
she said.
but I'm not walking alone.
Meanwhile, Elena faced her own test. She had applied for a scholarship to culinary school, a dream she had tucked away like a secret recipe. Laura had encouraged her to pursue it, reminding her that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward anyway. As the interview date approached, doubt crept in like fog.
What if I'm not good enough?
Elena asked one evening, her voice barely above a whisper. Laura took her hands, looked her in the eyes, and said,
Elena, you were planted in uncertainty, but you have grown in grace. You are more than enough. Walk in that truth.
The day of the interview arrived. Elena wore a simple blue dress and carried a portfolio of her work, featuring photos of pastries, handwritten recipes, and notes from grateful students. She spoke with passion, honesty, and faith. She didn't try to impress, she shared her story. Days later, the letter arrived. Elena had been accepted, with full funding. She ran into Bake and Blossom, tears streaming down her cheeks, and threw her arms around Laura.
You believed in me when I could not believe in myself.
Laura held her close, her heart full even as her own storm loomed. A week later, the test results came in. There was a lump in her left breast, but with atypical cells that required immediate treatment. Relief and fear collided in her chest. She collapsed to the floor, sobbing, as the weight of uncertainty finally broke through. She called Mary and shared all the details. Mary was stunned, afraid, and angry, but she assured her sister and whispered,
He guides us even when we cannot see the path.
The doctor recommended a lumpectomy followed by radiation. Laura agreed, her faith steady even as her body trembled. She leaned into scripture, into prayer, and into the quiet strength of her community. Mary promised to be by her side through every appointment, every scan, every sleepless night. That Sunday, Laura stood before her church. Her voice trembled at first, then grew strong. She spoke of fear, faith, and the quiet strength that comes from surrender.
God does not always calm the storm,
She said.
but He always calms His child.
Back at Bacon Blossom, the farewell gathering for Elena was a celebration of growth and grace. The shop overflowed with flowers, pastries, and laughter. The Mackenzie family thanked Laura for her mentorship and unwavering belief. When Elena took the stage to speak, her voice was clear and steady.
Laura didn't just teach me how to bake, she taught me how to believe. And now I carry that light with me.
Laura watched her walk into the future, knowing her own journey was far from over. There would be more storms, more breakthroughs, and more moments of grace. But she was ready. Because her foundation was firm, her faith was deep, and her heart was open to whatever God had in store. As the day came to a close, Laura whispered,
Thank you, Elroy, the God who sees me.